Okay. All right. So the first few things I want to do is go over how to adjust the grid. So, for example, if you type in grid, let's see here. Yeah, if you type in grid, you can type in whatever number. So, like if I choose, I don't know, 1, not every single squares will be considered to be 1 unit. And the unit will be based on whatever measurement you choose, like millimeters, centimeters, whatever, right? Uh, so if I change grid mode to 1, then I should adjust my snap mode to about 0.5. That way when I'm drawing something like, oops, I need to change I'm in 3D by accident. Okay. There we go. Can you guys see this? All right, so now that these are 1 unit, right? So this is 1. So when I'm drawing something, it's snapping every 0.5. And then, of course, 2.5s would be 1 unit, which is the square, right? So 1 snap, 2 snap, etc. So you can adjust. So when there's certain homework problems will have you change to different grids depending on what you're drawing, and then you should adjust your snap accordingly. I like to do it just like 2 to 1 ratio, but it really depends on what's going on. Sometimes I leave it as 1 to 1, but I recommend if one's 1, the other one should be half as much. If it's 2, then the other one should be 1, etc. Anyway, you can also change your units. There's many different ways to do this. The easiest way is just to type units and open the this menu. So in here we can switch to decimal, engineering, etc. for the precision. So for ours, it's adjusted to, I don't know, 2 decimal places. So I won't see as many zeros. For angles in degrees, I like to have at least 1 decimal point. And here's where you choose. Do I want inches? Do I want it to be unitless? Feet? Whatever. Choose centimeters, I guess. But what I recommend for you is adjusting this depending on your homework, because the homework might be in feet, could be in inches. So you just shift whenever you start. See what they're talking about. That way, everything's in the uh, same unit, the book and yourself. Okay. Also, you'll notice that when you're doing certain problems, will have fractional. So, for example, right now it's in decimal, right? So this would be 1.5, right? Then if I were to change it into fractional, it should be 1.5, right? So it'll change. Then you can also choose your precision, like how many fractions do you want it to be, or whatever. So let's try it out. So right now this is 1.5. Now it's 1.5. So right now it's set up to be in quarters. So 2, 2.5, etc. Okay. So depending on what you're doing, you can just adjust. Personally, I prefer decimal unless I'm doing something, that requires fraction. Okay, is there any questions on how to change the grid, the snap, or units? And there's more than one way to change the units. I'm pretty sure there's an option. I forget where exactly down here, um, but it's not a big deal. I prefer you just type it. my opinion. View manage. Anyway. Okay. 1 second. I chose 0.5 for snap. Okay. So in this section, they're going to have you do different types of circles using different, well, this, I mean, there's only one kind of circle, right? But different types of commands to build or draw a circle. And then the homework will just mainly be based off that. Nothing too crazy. Okay, let me just go ahead and delete this or undo it, whatever you prefer. Okay, 1 second. Let me adjust my Zoom settings. Okay, so pick the drop-down menu on the circle command. As you can see, you'll have one for center and radius or center and diameter, because the book will use either or randomly. So you can use the one you want to use, who cares? If you have the exact points or a measurement, you can also use the 2-point function, as well as a 3-point, although I don't think I've really used that too much, but you could. Anyway, so let's use the center and radius. So it's going to ask you to pick a center point. So I'm going to choose 5, 5. You can type it in if you want, or you can click it. 5, 5. So my center has been chosen. Now it's asking for a radius. So let's choose, you can click it yourself, but if you want a specific number, I'm going to choose, let's see here. Well, I guess we could do 3. Okay. So there's a circle with a radius 3. So from here to here should be 3. Or is my measurement? There it is. So it is 3. Yeah. Okay. So let's draw a couple more circles centered at the same place using different radii. Let's choose one with 2 and 2.5. So radius centered at the same place. So 5, 5, or just click the center. Then type in 2. Do it again. And you can also use spacebar to repeat the last command. Spacebar, click the center, and choose 2.5. And you can also use the erase command to get rid of a circle you don't want. So once you click on erase, a little pencil eraser, when you highlight it, it looks like it's been pencil erased. But once you select it and press enter, click the thing you want to erase and then press enter, and it'll get rid of the circle or whatever object you're dealing with. Since these are all considered to be separate objects in the program, then it only erased the one I selected. If you were to combine them into one object, which we'll talk about later, then it'd be more difficult to delete pieces. Okay. Alrighty. I don't think we'll be using this much at all, but if you want to play with these later, I recommend it, the 2-point and 3-point, but tangent, I doubt it'll come up. You guys have any questions on the circle command or changing your units? Or adjusting for your precision, meaning your decimals. As you can see, right, when it only has 2 decimal places, because that's what I chose. All right, guys. Well, if you have no questions, let me find your homework problem. 1 second.